Welcome to NBA Today.
We have some breaking news coming into NBA Today. Actually, it's a show of news because this is NBA Today's Emirates NBA Cup schedule release special. I'm Malika Anderson. During the show, we will release all of the must-see matchups, including who is the toughest and the easiest paths to Las Vegas. Perk, Legs, Andrea Carter, they will help us predict the winners. But remember in July, right, we revealed the groups, 3 from the East, 3 from the West. So just take a look at all this, commit it to memory, and especially take a look at that West Group C over there, right? The group of death. All 5 teams in that group, they have a legitimate chance at making the playoffs. But let's start with revealing some of these specific matchups, shall we? So just take a look at this, right? On November 12th, Klay Thompson, he will make his return to the Bay Area as a member of the Dallas Mavericks. Sorry, Klay, I'm covering your face up a little bit there. Remember, he spent 13 years in Golden State. He won 4 championships there, 5 All-Star selections, and of course a plethora of memories for Dubs fans. But it won't just be a video tribute. I mean, it's going to be a documentary short or a montage, right? When Klay Thompson returns to the Bay, he was one of the best Warriors to ever do it. But it's not the only matchup that stands out. We have a playoff rematch between the 2 beasts of the East, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, Joel Embiid and the new-look 76ers. And then 3 days later, we have a potential passing of the torch, a little rematch between LeBron and Wemby, which could be their first matchup since the gold medal games last weekend. So it's really safe to say there are plenty of primetime games during the opening week of the Emirates NBA Cup. You can see here we're going to get LeBron and Victor. So let's get into all of this, break it all down. Get your pad and pen ready because these are a lot of dates to remember. Joining me here in Los Angeles is NBA vet, our analyst, Tim Legler in the building. Beaming in from Houston is our NBA champ, Kendrick Perkins, and then our wonderful do-it-all analyst, Andrea Carter. So, Perk, I know you were taking notes on all those matchups. What's your biggest takeaway after seeing just the opening week of games for the tournament?
You know, throughout this offseason, I know we've been talking about a lot about the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, the Olympic team winning the gold medal with Steph Curry, KD, and Bron leading the way. But let's not forget about the guy that was the best player in the Eastern Conference last year, and that's Big Body Brunson, right? Anytime he's on any schedule, my antenna goes up. And I'm looking at the Knicks going back to Philly, right? The Nova Boys, where it all started, going back to Philly, and what Jalen Brunson did in this past postseason, averaging 35 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. We know Tyrese Maxey had his come-out moment. I think when you look at the additions that both teams added, Philadelphia getting Paul George, the Knicks getting Mikal Bridges, I think this is the matchup. Well, I know this is the matchup that I want to see, especially when something is on the line.
Perk, I love it. You went East, I'm going to go West. I think in East, any combination, by the way, Boston, New York, or Philly, any combination of those 3 playing each other. I'm going to go West, Phoenix, OKC in that first week. And here's why. Phoenix coming off 2 guys on the Team USA with gold medals now playing in Phoenix.
Yep.
This is a team that clearly underachieved a year ago. They had a lot of reasons for that. They made a major coaching change in the offseason with Mike Budenholzer. They also added some nice pieces now with Tyus Jones coming in, Mason Plumlee, Ryan Dunn, the rookie who can guard just about anybody on the perimeter in the NBA, even right now. Against the young guys, right? This young core in Oklahoma City, it ended up with the #1 seed in the West, but got eliminated in the second round. I think they have a statement to make early in the year, both of these teams, in terms of how relevant are they going to be this year in terms of true title contenders, not just great regular seasons. And in the case of Phoenix, they've got to be a lot better than they were a year ago. So I'm really looking at Phoenix's statement in particular early against the #1 seed in the West last year.
Love it.
I hear you both. Perk, I hear you. Legs, I hear you. But there is no bigger statement that needs to be made than Klay Thompson's statement to the Golden State Warriors. This man averaged 18 points on 43% from the field, 38% from 3, and all the history that he has in Golden State, and they let him walk. Dallas going to Golden State, a.k.a. Klay's return to the Bay. That is the game. It is on November 12th. Malika, earlier, you mentioned the plethora of performances and moments that Klay has given Golden State Warrior fans. Just think about it. 60 points on 11 dribbles. Game 6 Klay. Comeback Klay. 37 points in the third quarter. This game and this performance, Klay has a ton of reason to give these Golden State Warriors fans another performance. The motivation is opposite now, but Petty Clay is going to have something to say and a statement will be made.
Absolutely, not to mention Clay, who returned to shoot free throws after he knew his knee was not going to be able to come back, and he had 2 years away from the game. I mean, it is going to be electric in the Bay. Speaking of Steph Curry.